I'm Janet Tran, and I'm a teaching artist at the Honolulu Museum of Art. Today, we'll explore the art element of value, which means the lightness or darkness of a color. We'll do this through printmaking. Printmaking is an artistic technique that lets you make many copies of an image instead of doing just one drawing or painting. Artists use different tools to create a design on a plate or a surface, then they press that surface onto another surface, usually paper. Stamps are a form of printmaking. Traditional printmaking processes include relief, such as carving designs on a block of wood or rubber, intaglio, which involves etching and engraving on a metal plate, and lithography, where you draw with an oily tool such as a greasy crayon on a flat stone. Other, more modern techniques include screen printing, where ink is forced through the surface of fine mesh. To make prints, controlled even pressure is applied either by hand or using a printing press. Usually, the prints created are a mirror image of the original design on the plates or blocks. These are the items you need for this project: a pencil, an eraser, a cutting tool such as scissors, a craft knife or a hole punch, white paper such as printer paper or cardstock, sheets of newsprint, adhesive foam sheets, some thick, sturdy boards, plastic or blocks, and an ink pad. Here I'll be using black. All these materials can be found at an art store and around your home. Now that we have our supplies ready, let's begin. To create our prints, we first need to make printing blocks or stamps. These stamps will become part of a set we can use later to explore different printing placements and a range of values. Start by taking an adhesive foam sheet and flipping it to the paper side. Draw your designs here and erase gently if needed. While designing stamps, remember the following. Try simple shapes and sizes that are easy to see and cut. As you get more comfortable, try more complex designs. Make sure your designs fit within the sturdy surface it will be mounted to. After you draw your designs, carefully cut them out. To help remove inner shapes, use a hole puncher. Finally, peel off the paper backing and stick it to a clean, sturdy surface. An optional step here for extra details is to draw directly on the foam side, as it will leave an impression. However, once you do this, you cannot remove it. If your design includes text, you need to remember a few important things. If designing on the paper side, write all letters normally as blocky text, then cut out the pieces. When you peel and stick it to a sturdy surface, stick them on by spelling the text backwards from left to right. For example, art is written normally on the paper side. When mounted, it will be placed as T, R, then A. When printed, it will read correctly as art. If writing on the foam side, write all letters backwards and spell it backwards. Here is an example for the word artist written on the foam side for it to read correctly when printed. Here are a variety of stamps I made earlier today. Now our stamps are ready to be inked up for an artist proof, a process where test prints are made to show how an image will look on paper. To ink stamps, gently press the foam side into the ink pad and move it up, down, and around to fully cover the surface. Check the foam to see where there's ink and if more is needed. Once it's well inked, gently press it onto a sheet of newsprint. Carefully lift it away to see the print. Often, there's leftover ink on the stamp and you can make more prints. These faded, lighter prints made after the first are what printmakers call ghost prints. Take a moment to test all your stamps to see how they print, how much pressure to press with, and brainstorm how you might use them. For a light print, use your fingertips to lightly rub the stamp. For a medium print, use your flattened fingers to press on the stamp. For a dark print, use both hands to press down on the stamp. With our set of stamps, it's time to create and explore printmaking options and experiment with value. For a gradient print, pick one stamp to ink and print it repeatedly, line by line, letting it use up the ink from each inking. Look at the difference between the first and the last print. You can see the change in value from dark to light. For an all-over random camouflage print, pick 3 to 4 stamps that are different in size and shape. Start by inking one stamp and print the design around a few times before re-inking. Try rotating the stamp to print the design in different directions. Repeat the inking process with the remaining stamps and allow some of them to overlap. Stop once the white paper is mostly filled. For a scenery print, pick a set of simple and complex stamps that can combine to help create environmental elements such as trees, buildings, and other settings. Use newsprint to get mid to light value ranges by removing some ink from the stamps before printing onto white paper. For a stencil print, use paper and a cutting tool to cut shapes or designs out. Either the paper's positive or negative cutouts can be used as stencils. Both will create a physical barrier that blocks ink from touching the printing surface. Take a stamp and ink it up. Then firmly hold the stencil to the white paper so it doesn't move and print the stamp all over the open areas of the stencil. After printing, remove the stencil. Repeat printing either with the same stencil or other ones. Let's gather around and take a closer look at each print's whites, grays, and blacks. All the printing methods shown today are just a few ways to explore value in printmaking. Try them all and expand print possibilities by reimagining stamp combinations, creating additional stamps, and playing with value.